Irish dancing has never been more popular. Now, we've been bringing you details of the dates of Rhythm of the Dance. Indeed, Michael Flatley is back in town. However, as we know, the heritage of this magnificent cultural art forum goes back centuries. Now, here to discuss that with me this afternoon is Dr. John Cullinane, a widely published Irish dance historian who joins us online from his home in Cork. Good afternoon, John.
Good afternoon there, and greetings to everybody in London.
Right, John, Irish dancing has long been inherent in our culture, as reflected in your books, none less so than your current publication, Irish Dancing in London, from 1880 to 2014. Now, you were in London for prestigious the World Irish Dancing Championships, which were hugely successful and brought a cohort from all over the world to London with spin-off benefits to the economy, etc., also widening appreciation of the art. Does it please you that it's more popular now than ever?
Well, it certainly is more popular than ever. I, by the way, was a founding member of that event, the World Championships in 1970, and was very, very pleased to attend the World Championships this year in London. The Irish dancing, Gerry, has gone World Championships. We had about 300 entries the first year. Now we had about 5,000 entries in London this year. And they came from somewhere about 21 different countries, from Africa, from Australia, North America, all of Europe, of course, and of course London and Ireland. So it has never been so popular and globally widespread as it is as we speak.
Now, John, I understand that you've been a university lecturer for 43 years and tour widely giving talks on radio and TV in diverse places. Now, you've been to Canada and Russia recently and are soon to embark on visits in quick succession to Spain, South Africa and Germany. And that's all before Christmas.
Yes, this year, believe it or not, I'm 75 this October, and my diary seems to be more full than it ever was. All of those really that you mentioned, except Spain, by the way. I'm going on Spain for a little holiday. But all the other countries that you mentioned, Germany, Russia, I just back from Canada, etc., they are all visits to do with Irish dancing.
That is truly astounding. Can you try and put your finger on it, just what makes Irish dancing sort of so enduring in popularity and why, in fact, it continually gains momentum and is so incredibly popular in so many diverse places in the world, I mean, including the Middle East and, the Far East, etc.?
Yes, well, it's hard to sum that up. I could write another book on that. But in general, the dancing, first of all, Irish dancing is very innovative, and the dancing is always evolving. We haven't put stops on the development in movement and costumes and so that appeals very much worldwide. The other thing is the most popular aspect of Irish dancing that has worldwide appeal is what I would refer to as the percussive dancing, the heavy jigs and hornpipes, the battering. That is unique, really, to Irish dancing, and it really goes down, if I say so, it goes down a bomb all over the world. When you think of a line of dancers there, in most of the shows, a line of dancers synchronized to the fraction of a second, and they all beating out a most fantastic rhythm with their feet. That is really, I think, what gets to the heart of people all over the world.
Indeed. Now, your books chronicle the history of Irish dancing and are very thoroughly researched, I'll have to say. Now, in particular, I'd like to ask you about your current book, Irish Dancing in London, from 1880 to 2014. And we've a large amount of listeners I know in northwest London. And you feature the late Maurice O'Connell in the book. Now, Maurice had 4 sons. I know Patrick O'Connell is actually listening in at his home in Harrow today. Hi, Patrick.
Yes, greetings, Patrick, indeed.
John, tell us about Maurice. He started teaching in London in 1938 with his sister, Maureen.
Yes, I'll tell you, Maurice's mother actually was from Cork. And so Morris learned his dancing from his uncle, Tommy Cullinane, a dance teacher in Cork, who, by the way, coincidentally, was my own teacher as well. So we had that connection. So Morris learned in Cork and then taught in London. And he taught dancing for, I think it was a period of about 30, 40 years. And so did some tremendous work in, I wouldn't say, I'm very cautious about using the word pioneer because dancing classes have been in London since the 1880s, I trace that. But he did some stoic work in promoting Irish dancing.
Right, now I believe that Thomas and Willie Cullen, uncles of Morris, I believe Tommy Cullen, brother to Mrs. O'Connell, taught you, as you mentioned there. And it's a truly incredible sort of royalty of Irish dancing that's going on there, and the fact that they actually were your teacher is truly incredible, and going back a few years at this stage, John.
Yes, indeed. Willie and Tommy were two brothers, and then Morris O'Connell's, that was Patrick's father, their mother was a sister as well. So they were all dancing teachers. They all learned their dancing in Cork. For some time in the 1930s, Tommy taught in London, and Willie Cullen, I have a lot of flyers from concerts in the 1930s in Cricklewood and Garryowen and so on. And they frequently, both Willie and Tommy, performed at these concerts, travelling over as guests for the events.
Right. Now, John, not alone are you an authority on Irish dancing in terms of judging and commentating on it, but in fact, in your own right, you were actually a Munster, All-Ireland and World Champion dancer.
Now, slight corrections. I was Munster champion and all that, but I was never world champion. And I'll tell you, logically, I was one of the founder members as a teacher myself, retired from competition, when we established the World Championship in 1970. But it is true that my dancers, my teams, won the first World Ceilidh Championships in 1970. So I was not a world champion myself.
Right, okay. You were the founder of the World Championships, which would be pretty tough to be the World Champion if you were the founder of that.
Yes, but I am certainly very, very proud of that event. And by the way, my team won the first Ceilidh competition at the first Worlds in 1970. And there is a terrific strong connection there with London because going back in the history, we talk about Ceilidh dances and we talk about this social event, the Ceilidh. Well, the first Ceilidh ever was held in Bloomsbury Hall in London in 1897, over 100 years ago. Not in Ireland, it was the Irish diaspora that established it. I found this out as part of my research when I was visiting the Gaelic League premises in the 1970s. And another very, very fascinating connection was that the dance that my teams performed that time in their Ceilidh competition, those dances were first collected in 1902 by members of the London Gaelic League. So London really has some very, very big milestones and contributions to the history of Irish dancing.
Excellent. Now, John, tell us this. Where can people get your books? There's a 2-hour DVD of Irish dancing, etc. Where can somebody get those?
Yes, I'll tell you, I have 9 books in total, including the most recent one, Aspects of the History of Irish Dancing in London. And I have also a 2-hour DVD tracing the history and showing myself dancing all the traditional Irish set dances. Now, they are available direct from myself. I can give you my name and address, and people can write direct. Or if they wish to, the easiest way is if they send me an email and I will reply to them by email direct and give them all the data. The books and the DVDs are, they cost £9 sterling. That includes the very costly postage from Ireland.
Okay.
So my email address would be my two names backwards. Cullinane John, CULLINANEJOHN, all one word, at aircom.net.
Simple as that, and the details will be on our website. Dr. John Cullinane, listen, thanks indeed for joining us. Thoroughly interesting story and tales on Irish dancing and your knowledge of same. Lovely to speak with you.
Thank you, a pleasure indeed, and greetings to all the Irish in London. Greetings. Bye.